how do your desires feel to you? Do they still feel fresh and new and exciting, especially those that are not fulfilled yet? How do those unfulfilled desires feel? Because that really is the ultimate question. If a desire feels good to you, even though it's not here, then you really have the key to everything, to manifesting everything. Because that's all you really have to do. All you have to do is feel good even though it's not here. You have to find a way to make that desire feel good to you. That really is the work. But yet it feels a little intuitive and a little counterproductive, because this really is a vibrational world, and you are creating with your vibration more than you are creating with your action. And when you come to understand that your emotions really play the biggest key in all this, then you can be sort of that odd one out who understands everything that's happening. And we mean everything that's happening with their own attraction, everything that's happening with their own life, how they fit in all of this. And how you fit in all of this is that you're an extension of source energy, and your emotions are letting you know how much of source energy, that connection to source energy, you are allowing yourself to experience in this now moment, right? Because you're offering a vibration with the thought that you're thinking. And in that same moment, right, in this now moment, your source energy is also thinking about the same thing that you're thinking. But the thing is, if you're thinking the way that your source is thinking, then you're feeling good, then your opinions drive, then you feel the harmony of it. But if you're thinking in opposition to your source energy, and here's a tip, your source is always loving, is always believing, is always interested, is always excited, is always believing, is non-resistant, is pure positive energy. So if you're feeling anything other than satisfaction, if you're feeling dissatisfied, then you can always know that the source part of you is thinking differently, and that really is what your emotions are all about. And truly, you came into this life experience knowing that you would always find joy. Your quest is really one of joy, because everything else is done for you. You're naturally, you give birth to desires, you give birth to this vibrational reality, you give birth to these desires, and then source energy does the rest of the work for you, because it takes what you want and becomes a vibrational version of it. It gathers all the cooperative components for you. And so things only get really fun when you understand that your job really is to allow. And what are you allowing, right? Because you're not allowing the manifestations. That's not what manifestation is all about. Manifestation is understanding that you're not actually manifesting the thing, you're manifesting the state of being that you will feel when you actually have it. And once you have that state of being right now, then you basically unlocked, or you get the backdoor entrance into all of your desires. And that's what we wish for all of you, to understand that everything that you want is really for a feeling, right? And the thing is, if everything you want is for a feeling, then you can stand where you are right now and find that feeling right now, not to make it happen, but to enjoy this now moment, because this now moment is the manifestation. And by manifestation, we mean in its purest form, in its truest sense, in its most literal sense, this moment, the actualization, when you realize something, what's around you, this manifestation, this actualization, this realization thing that's going on right here. This moment is a manifestation. And truly, your life is just one manifestation, one now moment, and then the next and the next. And it really is about how you're feeling. It's about what you're doing with your connection. It's not about how much you have, because success isn't about how much, manifestations you have, how many cars you have, how much dollars you have. Because even though you can have all the dollars, it still is about emotions. Many of our human friends, they're not willing to feel good until they get what they want, because that's what they're used to. They're used to, give this to me first and then I'll feel good. And until you don't give it to me, then I'm not gonna feel good, because I'm conditional with my love. I'm conditional with my alignment. Then when you're conditional with your alignment, then you don't have control over your vibration. You don't have the purest control over your own vibration, because now you need the manifestation in order to feel satisfied. What we're saying is, if you can feel satisfied in the idea of it, if you can feel satisfied even though it's not here, by focusing on other things that feel satisfying, if you can be happy, not to make it happen, but because happiness is exactly why you want everything, then you're living happily ever after. Your joy is one of your joy is the most important quest that you'll ever go on. And it's so easy because you can feel happy. But when you're angry, happiness feels a little far away. But when you're angry, you don't have that much range in that moment. You don't have access. Law of attraction doesn't allow you to have access to anything more than revenge. But the thing is, revenge feels so much better than anger. And as you go from revenge, you can go to higher and higher sort of frequencies, higher emotions, because your emotions really are the key to all of your manifestations. You see, you're obsessed with manifestation, but the thing is, when you stand in that now moment, when you have what you want, you're gonna have an emotional reaction. So truly, this manifestation moment, you have to separate the physical manifestation and the emotional manifestation, because without the emotional manifestation, then everything that you're experiencing is inherently meaningless, because it's the emotion that makes it meaningful. That's what you give your meaning to things, you give your feeling to things. And so, but there really are two different manifestations. Ooh, the emotional manifestation is very different. And that really is so important. That's the whole point of this video, to help you understand that the emotional manifestation is not contingent on what you're seeing. You can master the emotional manifestation so that you're enjoying everything, and you're enjoying every moment. But then it makes it sound like if you control the emotional manifestation, then the physical manifestation is just natural. And we're like, that's kind of that's actually true. But things you can't be focused on the physical manifestation, because then you don't have, but because then you lose your sort of clarity in your vibration. You lose your focus. You only have the best focus, or you have the most strongest, most purest focus when you're only focusing on the emotion. But the thing is, the emotion is what you really want. You see, where you stand right now, it has a potential to feel just as good as it would feel when you have the dollars. That's when you ask, why do you want it? What is the vibrational reason why, the vibrational essence why you want it? Not to explain to the universe, not because you complete a case, but because it helps you clarify your vibration. Why do you want it? What is the feeling behind it? And if you can feel that feeling, then you truly are successful. You see, if you're standing in your now moment and you're feeling joy, then you're a success. But the thing is, your alignment, your enlightenment is not like a college degree that once you have it, you have it forever. It's either you have it in this moment or you don't. And the more moments you spend with that alignment, then you're truly winning with life, because not only are you in the receiving mode, but now you don't have that ulterior motive that throws you out of the vortex, because you have to go to the vortex. You have to go to these higher realms for the feeling. You can't go for the power of it. You can only go for the pleasure, because when you're there for the pleasure, you're bobbing along. You're doing a really good job. Things are flowing into your mind. But when you're there for the ulterior motive, then the ulterior motive throws you out of the vortex. And that's what happens, because an emotion means something to you. When an emotion feels good, when you're feeling good most of the time, then you are winning. Literally, you are winning. You are one of the rare ones who are happy, even though what you want hasn't changed yet. But then that makes you a little afraid, because you're like, what if I feel good and nothing that I want changes? And we're like, don't worry, because that would be against the law of attraction. Isn't that so interesting? Because when you're feeling good, that means that you're literally one with source energy. That's why you're feeling good. And if you're feeling anything less than good, if you're feeling negative emotion, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling anxious, then what that means is in that now moment, you don't have your source connection. You pinch it off for some reason. You've gone to a place where you have no source energy. So now you can't really create anything too serious, because you're not creating with the power that creates the universe. You're on your own in your creation, and you can create things, but they won't be as satisfying to you as they could have been if you truly connect to your source energy and receive. You see, you're receivers because you've already done all of the thinking. You've already offered all the thoughts. You've already thought of all the problems. You've already experienced all the problems, and you've given birth to all these solutions. So now it's time for you to explore and enjoy all of your solutions that your life has caused you to create. But the thing is, you have to do it all for the emotion, because that's what you're looking for. Everything you're doing is for the emotion. But the thing is, you can find the emotion so easily. So you're not going to be one of those people who are saying like, you know what, in like 3 years, I want to have this car and this house and that. Because when it's only a physical manifestation, then you're not factoring in the emotional manifestation, which is the most important. Because when you factor in the emotional manifestation, meaning I just want to feel as good as I can most of the time, because when that's your goal, then you truly understand. Then you have understand the law of attraction. You understand the point of being here. And that puts you apart from a world of people who are very confused, who are used to manifestation. Because the thing is, the fact that you're invested in the manifestation means that you're not feeling good. Because if you truly felt good, even though the manifestation didn't come, then the manifestation would have to come. So you really have to feel it. So that impatience you're feeling, truly that impatience can be like it can be diluted. It can be soothed, which is your job. You have to soothe yourself. You can soothe your impatience by finding pleasure in the idea, because you're always going to stand in that place. That's why we start with the video with asking you, do your desires that still have not been fulfilled yet, do they still feel good to you? Because that is the entirety of your life experience. It's important to feel good right now, because your life is just going to be a bunch of now moments. And we think that you should feel good now, because you think that no, I can't feel good now because I'm not where I want to be yet. And we're saying then you're never going to be where you want to be. Because if that's a vibration that you're offering, meaning I'm not satisfied with where I am, I'm only going to be satisfied when I get there, then you never really get over there. And since you're eternal, and since you never really get over there, then the real manifestation can only be feeling good right now. Because if you feel good right now, then you have the ultimate prize. You have the prize, you have the cash reward, you have everything that you ever wanted. But most people, they have that flip. They think it's the manifestation first and then the emotion. But when it's the emotion first and then the manifestation, now you have power. Now you have clarity. Now you are one of those ones who are creating everything, who have every subject in their life completely going so well, because they understand the formula, which is the emotion first and then the manifestation second. Because the emotion is what you have control over. You don't really have that much power over your manifestation. And if the thing is, you understand that, because when you try to create your manifestations, it just feels like you're waiting, and it never really works, because you're trying to create something, you're trying to create conditions. And we're not in the business of getting you to get really good at creating conditions, because that really is a conditional love that it won't work for you. But really what this conversation is it's a conversation of emotion. It's getting you to feel good, because the thing is, if you can feel good, and if you can feel good because you're wise enough to be like, okay, there's a difference between, or there's a separation between the vibrational, meaning the emotional manifestation, and the physical manifestation, then you understand it, because this is a vibrational universe. So when you're dealing with things vibrationally, meaning emotionally, then you have clarity, then you have power, then you bypass. Well, bypass isn't the right word. It's like the back door. You get the cheat code to everything that you want, except it's not a cheat code. It's just naturally who you are, because you've seen that with your life. The better you feel, it's like the more things go better for you. But the worse you feel, the more angry you are. It's like everything just gets worse. And that really is the simplest but yet most complex understanding. But truly, the most complex thing is understanding that everything that you want is for a feeling, and you can find that feeling right now. And in finding that feeling right now, you are it. You are that desire. You are the vibration. You can show yourself that you can find the emotion. You can feel good, not because it'll give you what you want, but because you want to feel good, because you have that determination that I want to feel good. Because if I'm not feeling good right now in this now moment, then what is the point of life? What are you doing? What is the point of law of attraction and understanding that you control and create your reality with your vibration? If you're not feeling good right now, then you're missing the point. You have to feel good right now. And if you're feeling good right now, then you're a success. That's the thing though. Ooh, because you think that success is having the money, having this, having that. But the true success is joy right now in this now moment. Because someone who is feeling joy, no matter, even if they're in poverty, even if their entire body hurts, no matter what it is, someone who feels joy completely unconditionally, that's someone who not only is a success, but who will soon and is experiencing everything from their vortex coming out into the physical reality so fast. But you have to hold yourself in that high flying place. And truly that brings this whole entire understanding to a new sort of chapter, a new sort of leading edge place, which is feeling good, because that's what I really want. And in the feeling good, then it's almost like the manifestation doesn't really matter, because we want the manifestation to not matter. Ooh, we want the manifestation not to matter. We want the in the moment ability to find the emotion, because when you can find that emotion in this now moment, if you can feel good even before the money comes, then you don't need the money to come anymore. And then the money comes. Not only does the money come, it comes in avalanche form, because you're not resisting it, you're not blocking it off with your need to see it, your ease, your clarity, you're flowing by, you're understanding that everything I want is for a feeling. And so you are one of those rare ones. You are one of those weird people who are just always happy, not because they have conditions that are always, amazing, because we're not here to teach you. That's the thing, is we're not here to teach you how to have conditions that are always going to be good, because that really isn't the point, because you're eternal. You're always going to have something more to want. We're here to teach you that under all circumstances, you can feel good, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be put in circumstances or in situations where you're not feeling good. And so you just have to find a way to feel good. No, as you find a way to feel good, everything that you do want will finally come out to play with you. And that really is the formula.